I got a lot of fun memories along the way. Been doing it a long time. Been at NESN 25 years now, and I've done a lot of different things there. Was on the Bruins for a long time before becoming part of the Red Sox broadcast in '02. I was the first sideline reporter for NESN. They had never had a sideline reporter for baseball, so I was the first to do that in '02 and '03. And then in '04, I became the host in studio, which was a pretty good time to do it. They won the World Series. 86-year curse came to an end, and the rest is history. So it's been a wild ride, no doubt about that. I've been around for some craziness. That '04 team, we could go for the rest of your half hour on some of the Manny and Pedro and Derek Lowe and Kevin Millar. They had characters all over the place. David Ortiz, obviously, Johnny Damon. Just a wild bunch of guys. I think you had to be a little bit crazy to come back from a 3-0 deficit against the Yankees. Nobody had ever come back from a 3-0 deficit in the playoffs before in baseball history, but they did, obviously. Manny, we could just talk about Manny for the half hour. Great Manny moments. My two favorites were, well, first of all, one of my claims to fame is I don't know how many people you're ever going to have on the show who have gotten a wet willy from Manny Ramirez, but I got at an airport. He snuck up behind me and gave me a wet willy for some reason.
Congrats.
Thank you. So I've got that going for me. Manny, my two favorite Manny moments were the one in Baltimore where he went up and got a ball off the hop against the wall. While he was up against the wall, he high-fived a fan and then threw the guy out as he tried to get back to first base. He actually caught the ball in the air and doubled the guy up, high-fived him, though, before throwing. And then the great moment was when he cut off Johnny Damon from about 50 feet away. Johnny was turning from center field to throw it. Manny was right over there and just dove and laid out and cut him off. And I asked him about that a couple of years ago. I got inducted into the Red Sox Hall of Fame, and I do the interviews for that. And he was great. He just said, well, it kind of looked in like it was a big secret. He goes, well, Johnny can't throw. that's Manny. I'll tell you the best Manny story. Don't get me going. Best Manny story of all time. Okay. He gets sent to Pawtucket for the first time, and he was injured and he was rehabbing there. And I don't know if you guys have ever been to McCoy Stadium. It's not exactly Fenway Park. So he's in the locker room, and a player walks in and says, "Who left the Bentley running with the door open out in the parking lot?" And Manny goes, "Oh, that's me. The guy will get it." And they're like, "There ain't no guy. Guys. There's a lot of guys who want to take your car." So anyway, so there you go. Yeah, just Manny stories for days. It's been a great ride. It's been fun being around the Red Sox because they are always interesting. Whether they're good or bad, whether they make you happy or drive you nuts, they're always interesting.
Yeah. And so you mentioned Manny a ton right there, a lot of Manny stories, and that kind of segues into what I wanted to ask you was, you've been there for, now you said 25 years, a lot of years, a lot of players. Is there any player that you've had, a strong relationship with even while they're retired into retirement?
Yeah, that's a great question. Some of them have come into studio, right? I mean, like I covered Tim Wakefield. I've been doing it long enough that when I started, Tim Wakefield was pitching. Now he's with me in studio. So we've become really good friends. Jim Rice, Dennis Eckersley, the guys in studio, Jerry Remy, I consider one of my closest friends. So that's been cool. A guy now who's more recently not retired yet. He gets pissed off when people say he's retiring is Brock Holt. And I have become really good friends. He's going to be great on TV someday. And so I keep saying, let's go, come join me in studio. And he's like, would you stop trying to get me to end my career? 'Cause he wants to keep playing. And Major League Baseball pays more than NESN does. So he's smart to keep going for a while.
That's great. Love the memories. You got to love the memories. That's what.
You also had Johnny Gomes there for a while too, right?
Yeah, Johnny Gomes.
Yeah, he did a couple games on like a West Coast trip like a couple years ago.
Yeah, and he was with me in studio too, and he's great. We talk. He's become good friends. Jared Saltalamacchia and I have stayed good friends. We talk a lot. The fight, and really weird is like when the big names like Pedro Martinez and I have become friendly, and David Ortiz, which is crazy. But Johnny Gomes, one of the first times he was with me in studio, and you guys have seen him. I mean, I've got his, where's his I used to have his Sports Illustrated cover here somewhere. He on the air, he says, I've never sat in the monster seats. That'd be cool. And I'm like, well, we probably could pull that off, And so I actually texted somebody from the Red Sox. And during the game, they got tickets. So we actually, in the post-game show, we had Wally come on stage and present monster seats to Johnny. And so for the next day, Johnny and I, instead of watching it from studio, sat out on the monster and watched the game. And it was just crazy because everybody wanted to buy a beer. And I'm like, dude, he's working, he's going to come on the post-game show. But that was really fun because people just kept looking over like, is that Johnny Gomes? It was fun.